All right, what is up, guys? Ricky Carruth here, remix of Orange Beach, Alabama, down on the Alabama-Florida Gulf Coast of Mexico. Coming to you from another video. Today we're going to talk about postcards. Should you do postcards? Should you not do postcards? I'm getting this question quite a lot. And really, there's lots of debates out there right now with all the social media stuff. Should you even do postcards? You can reach everyone via social media. You can build your business that way. Of course you can. Everybody does it differently. I've said it a million times. So I personally do postcards. And I don't think it's right or wrong. You're going to build your business the way that you build it. But here's the difference. Are you succeeding at the level that you want to succeed at? Right? Postcards take zero time. Okay, you can design them within minutes, and all the postcard companies out there will mail them for you. So you don't have to sit around like I used to have to do and put stamps on every postcard and put labels on every postcard and print out the postcards and stuff like that. So times have changed. There again, technology has made things easier for real estate agents. But a postcard does something that social media so far has not. And that can actually target a subdivision or a complex or a street. You can target an area. You can target an area on social media. And if you create a custom audience on Facebook, you can actually target your clients. And you probably could technically target specific subdivisions or communities and stuff, which I do on social media. But I still believe that there's huge value in postcards for real estate agents. A postcard or a letter, a direct mail, it goes directly to that owner. Okay. It's a lot like email. Email goes directly to that person. No one else can check that email unless they have the password for that email. Email is actually a little better than a postcard, but see, email does things postcards can't do, and postcards do things emails can't do. I believe that it's the combination of all of the different avenues of marketing is what gets you where you want to be eventually. So I think postcards are very important. It's another avenue, right? You can build your business on social media. And, you can build your business on email and phone calls. I mean, you have to do phone calls. But at the end of the day, postcards just another little avenue, some more gasoline to throw on the fire of your brand. So I get deals all the time from postcards. If I were just doing postcards, I wouldn't be anywhere near as successful as I am. If I just did social media, I wouldn't be anywhere near as successful. If I just did this, if I just did that, I'm not going to be as successful as I am without doing everything that I do combined. Okay, because all the different avenues of marketing hits them from different spots. And they'll see my postcard, then they'll see my email, then they'll see my social media, then they'll see my signs, and they'll get a phone call from me. Whatever, it's a combination of everything that allows them to recognize me as one of the top professionals in the market. So that's what takes me over the top, is I don't just do one thing in terms of marketing, but you can waste a lot of marketing dollars, right? By doing too much of this, too much of that, not enough of this, right? You need to be diversified in your marketing portfolio. So I believe postcards are very key. I do 2,000 postcards that go out to a specific group of targeted owners that I've been doing for years. And then I do just listed, just sold postcards to all the places, all the owners of things that I just list and just sell. So when you add that, we're looking at maybe 3, 4, 5,000 postcards a month, maybe something like that. I've gotten to where I don't do my postcards to my farming group every single month. I used to do it every single month, but I've slacked back to doing it every 2 months. I think that's sufficient in today's world because they're getting hit from so many different angles. So I cut my postcard marketing campaign in half. So, that helped me financially where I could take that money and do other things with that money. And I still feel like I get the same effect sending a postcard every 2 months. So I think that it is very crucial, like I say, to do postcards and letters. If you checked out my earlier video on how to find your niche market, you'll learn exactly how to pick out the price point and subdivision that you need to target the group of owners that you want to target, to sell the type of properties you want to sell, to make the amount of money that you want to make. But at the end of the day, direct mail, it's something that they can hold in their hand. Okay, if you do a quality mailing, then it really means something. Okay, also handwritten notes. Handwritten notes are big because very few people do handwritten envelopes and handwritten notes. Very few. So when an owner gets a handwritten envelope in the mail, chances are very, very high that they're going to open it. Okay, and then they see that it's a handwritten letter. They are going to read that. If they spent the time to open it to see who it was, they're also going to read it. So on the handwritten letters, handwritten notes, I wouldn't write a long paragraph. I would do one sentence. Right, one sentence is what I like on handwritten. It could be two, but you want it to be very short because when they open it, they're going to recognize it's a realtor. And when they recognize it's a realtor and they see that it's a long letter, they might not read it. But if it's a handwritten envelope, they open it up and it's a handwritten, they see it's a realtor, but it's only 2 sentences. That's easy to read. They're going to read that. So be very careful there on how long that you're writing, and make sure that it's something short and sweet to the point, and that it gets their attention. Right? When I do handwritten letters, I normally have 5 to 10% of the people I send the campaign to call me, which is huge. So if I'm ever in a situation where I need to drum up some business, I'll do a handwritten letter. It's very effective. So direct mail is huge. If you're doing a lot of postcards, if you've been doing postcards to a certain group for 1, 2, 3 years, and you turn around and do a handwritten letter to that group, they're going to call you. They already know you from all your other branding efforts. Then they get this handwritten letter from you. They're going to call you if they're interested in something, of course. A lot of agents I talk to say, yeah, I used to do postcards. I did it for about a year. I didn't get anything, and then I quit. And I tell them my story about this building that I sent postcards to for 3 years. I still send to this building. It's been about 5 or 6 years now, but at the time that I got this deal, it was 3 years in. This lady called me. I'd never talked to her. I cold called the building, but I could never find this particular lady's phone number. So she called me. It was a Saturday. And she said, I got your postcards, and I've been getting your postcards for 3 years, and I want to upgrade. I'm across the street from the beach. I want to sell this. I want to buy something on the beach. And I said, great. So, long story short, this lady it sold her condo. It was $740,000 or something. She sold it. She bought a condo for $685,000 that I got both sides of because there was nothing in the building. So I cold called the building and found her what she wanted. And then those people, I was representing the sellers. They bought $1 million condo in Florida, right across the Alabama-Florida line. So from postcards I sent for 3 years that I got nothing out of, all of a sudden I did a $740,000, a $685,000, both sides of, and $1 million deal. It was a crazy deal because everything was contingent on everything else closing. and there was furniture moving involved, and there was a lot of crazy scenarios going on during that deal. But I got it done. It did come from the postcard, and that's just maybe the biggest success story I could tell you from postcards. But there's probably 100 properties that I've sold from direct mail or more, that have resulted in a huge amount of income for me. So they build brand. Use it as a tool, just another avenue to build your brand. And when people call you off postcards, just know that it's not just the postcard, it's the postcard plus the Facebook plus the phone call plus the signs. It's a combination of everything. So I hope this helps you decide if you want to do postcards or not, or direct mail in general. I think starting out with 100 people, mailing every month or two, and then building your list from there. Maybe try to get it to 1,000, 500, 1,000, 1,500. Take it as far as you want to take it, and just never quit doing it. It may not pay off in a year or two, but if you calculate how much the direct mail cost you, and you multiply that times how many times you mail throughout the year, and then you know how much you're spending per year, and then you multiply that times 2 years or 3 years, it's not that much money. And you could probably see, most of the time I can take people's scenario and say, if you do this, even if you did this for 3 years with no return and then sold one property, it would pay for all those mailings. So, I believe in it. I think it's a great way to build your brand and create business, and, help you succeed on a very high level. So I hope this video helped you. And if there's ever anything I could do for you, please let me know. That's what I'm here for. You guys have a good rest of the day. We'll talk to you soon.